Lots of news and information has come out in these last few days about Manchester United's transfer plans. We know that Erik Ten Hag is staying. We know that INEOS are working on 3-4 deals, particularly the Branthwaite deal right now. But I have to say, the plan, what we're working on, is exciting. And we're going to break down everything you need to know as of today on the transfers that United are working on, plan to work on, and those players. So please do hit that like button. Of course, subscribe down below if you're new. I'm going to get into all the latest news. I'm obviously going to start with Branthwaite because that is the story most actively moving. So, Jarrad Branthwaite to Manchester United, what is the latest on that? We know from David Ornstein that Manchester United submitted a £35 million for Jarrad Branthwaite with the belief that inside Man United, Everton will lower their fee to £70 million. Lower their £70 million fee to about £50-55 million due to financial pressure, and a new higher bid is already being prepared. So, first Branthwaite bid has gone in. Personal terms have also been agreed. First Branthwaite bid rejected. Man United is saying, if you're going to be ridiculous with your 70 million asking price, we're going to be ridiculous with a 35 million bid. United preparing a bigger bid. The 35 million bid did have 8 million in add-ons. Man United probably preparing a 40 million bid with 8 million in add-ons, 50 million bid with 8 million in add-ons. Then I think it gets done. Due to financial pressure, Everton do need to sell someone by June 30th. The only worrying thing is Arsenal are now making moves for Amadou Onana. If they get the money for Amadou Onana, there's less pressure on them to sell Branthwaite, which could put us in a bit of a situation, but hopefully not. And a higher bid is already being prepared by United. So why do they want Branthwaite, and why could Branthwaite be a really, really good deal and likely the first deal? And you've got to remember Jarrad Branthwaite, he's 21 years of age. He had a really, really good loan spell at Blackburn. He had a very good loan spell at, of course, PSV, and he's had a very good season at Everton. He had last season had a very good loan spell at PSV, where he's played in a possession-based side. He was defending really well, building out from the back, evading the press, and that was in a possession-based side. Then he's gone to a very defensive side, where he's been asked to play a very different style of football. And at Everton in the Premier League, he has excelled at 21 years of age. He showed captainness, he showed leadership, he's shown, versatility. He can play in a possession and out of possession system. And while he is best known for what he does out of possession, a box defender that excels in duels, which is what Raphael Varane was and what we're going to miss with Raphael Varane gone, which makes a profile like Branthwaite's really good. He's also incredibly two-footed, incredibly versatile. He can play left centre-back, right centre-back. No one actually really knows where the strongest foot is, so he's expected to play right centre-back next to Martinez, because 150k a week in wages, there's a feeling that obviously, he's going to be a starter. But he could also play left centre-back, and Sandro Martinez obviously has the profile to cover left-back if something happens with left-backs during the season, and Arteta actually wanted to sign Sandro Martinez to play left-back. So in Branthwaite, you've got a guy that can give us lots of tactical versatility, a guy that is a leader, a guy that's captain England at youth level, a very, very good player. He's the next big English talent, and Man United back in the day under Fergie, they'd always sign the next best domestic talent, and that is Branthwaite. Now, the next best global talent that is probably Real Madrid banned is Leny Yoro. Man United are pursuing Leny Yoro, confirms David Ornstein, but again, it depends on Real Madrid. If Real Madrid don't go for him, it'll be a toss-up between Man United and Liverpool, and I do think we can win that race. Now, Leny Yoro is 18, he plays for Lille, he's 6'3". He reminds me a little bit of John Stones. He plays centre-back, but he's the ability to step up into midfield, play as a DM almost in games as well. He's very, very good at stepping up, very, very good on the ball. He's right-footed, he's valued at about £40 million. And at 18 years of age, he made 44 appearances last season. For an 18-year-old to be playing regularly as a centre-back is very rare. Sometimes as a winger, you see it, but it's still rare. But as a centre-back, it's incredibly rare, just showing how, mature he is above his age. He's got the technical ability to be a top-level centre-back. He's got the physical ability to thrive in the Premier League. Even at such a young age, he's going to bulk up even more. And he's really tough, the work rate and the IQ. I mean, his reading of the game is absolutely brilliant. He looks incredibly hard-working when I see him. He's very good in the air, very good aerial duel winner, which is something that we're missing Varane. I think he is Varane 2.0, but his anticipation, his reading of the game, his duel winning is brilliant. He's fast, so he can help his team 1v1. He's very good at defending 1v1 against attackers. He's press resistant. He's a very good player. But Man United do want 2 centre-back signings, and with Leny Yoro probably Real Madrid bound, the other option they're looking at is Todibo. If Branthwaite is secured and Yoro pursues Madrid, then Man United will go for Todibo. INEOS are confident they can get this signing done, hence why it will be left late in the window if needed, because of the relationship with Nice and INEOS and Manchester United. Todibo is open to a move to Manchester United. Manchester United have an interest in Todibo. Ten Hag really wants Todibo, but he would ideally go for Leny Yoro and Branthwaite. If we can't get Leny Yoro, we'll go for Todibo. It may depend on sales of a Lindelof, and there is actually reports about Lindelof Lindelof leaving for about £15 million, which I will talk about tomorrow. But Todibo is one of those players that Manchester United are actively exploring. They really like him. They've not been pushing for him just yet because, they don't feel like they need to. They're not worried. But what you got with Todibo is a 24-year-old defender that's experienced, that's going to be available on the £30 million mark, which, will take the pressure off Branthwaite as well. He can play right back. He can play right centre back. He's very good at defending wide spaces, large spaces. It's an elite wide channel defender. Mickey van der Ven's been really, really good for Tottenham since he signed. And that's because he's very good at defending large spaces and closing them down. And he kind of reminds me a bit of Mickey van der Ven, maybe not as quick in terms of his large space defending against transitions, which is something United would probably need with how open the midfield was last season under Ten Hag. He's very comfortable in possession. He's very able to play those line-breaking passes, play out from the back, help and build up, and a good transition defender as well. But for me, I still regularly think the most important position for United is DM/CM, and there's two names that Manchester United are actively looking at. The first is Fofana, who I think is someone that is going to be the bargain of the summer. Fofana will leave Monaco this summer for a fee of 18 to 25 million, according to different reports. Man United are interested in Fofana among many clubs. A lot of clubs in Italy are particularly interested. A few clubs in England are. Man United have been keeping a close eye on him this season after scouts recommended signing him last season, but funds were not available. Man United approached to sign Fofana at the end of last season. Obviously, that did not happen. Funds were not available. So then basically, because we wanted to get him on loan and they said, no, you have to buy him permanently, and we couldn't afford him permanently, so that's why we got Amrabat. Ten Hag pushed for Amrabat, but those inside United preferred Fofana. Now, one thing you got to remember is Ten Hag's going to be in a reduced role now at INEOS, so yeah, Ten Hag may prefer Amrabat, but if the scouts prefer Fofana this time, we go for Fofana. But last time, obviously, they went with what Ten Hag preferred in the end as well. Now, it said the 25-year-old Monaco captain with strong leadership is fit for the Premier League demands. He's a versatile 6-8 hybrid, able to play as a 6, able to play as an 8, and will complement Maino and Bruno with his physicality. He's able to drop deep in build-up. He's good on the ball, receive the ball off the centre-backs, play it out. He's very physically able to defend large spaces, cover large ground. He's got good ball skills, can play line-breaking passes. He's good in build-up. As I said, he's a decent carrier. He's a decent long passer, but also he's decent defensively out of possession to win those duels and allow Maino and Bruno to excel. Now, one guy that I think is amazing, but I want him on top of Fofana because I do think he's a similar profile to Maino, and I do think we may lack that physical balance, is Joao Neves. Now, Man United love Joao Neves, we know that, and Man United will make a bid to sign Joao Neves this summer, but they likely cannot afford Benfica's asking price. Maybe if something can be done in the £60 million range, there's a chance of, maybe Benfica lower to that because it's still a decent fee for the player. But Man United love the guy. Unless big sales happen, unless Benfica lower the fee, it's not going to happen. But if Man United could sign any midfielder, Joao Neves is who they want. He's 19 years of age. He's a box-to-box midfielder that can play as a DM. He could play in the dual pivot, Kobe Maino. The only question is lack of physicality. Although I wouldn't say that he has any weakness. I think he's very good all round. But I think I said he'd work well and build up alongside Declan Rice when I did an Arsenal video on him, and I think he's more of that guy that would work with a Declan Rice player rather than a Maino. But I do think in general, no major weaknesses, all-rounder, good passer, press resistant, wins duels, recovers the ball well, recycles the ball from deep, pushes the ball up. I think his recycling ability is brilliant. When he brings on the ball is something that we missed. We missed a lot of technical players. But the only question would be physicality. Now, he's physically able to play in the Premier League because he's fast, he can cover ground. But I mean, just the physicality of United's midfield. I guess Branthwaite improves the physicality of defence. But that may be something United work on. Now, United, a player that we have been working on for a while, but a player we've got a lot of competition for with Bayern Munich and, of course, Newcastle and Chelsea already, contacting Palace about a deal is Olise. Now, Man United will move for Olise once Sancho and Greenwood's situation is sorted. Olise is very open to the move and is willing to wait and look at all options before choosing, despite Chelsea pursuing. Chelsea are really pushing for Olise, and he's most open to Chelsea and Manchester United, according to reports. But Olise is more than ready to just wait it out a little bit and just waiting for all the options to be on the table. There is a rumour that his release clause only works for Champions League clubs, which would give Bayern Munich the advantage, but I don't know how true that is. Now, with Olise, you've got a wide creator that excels in tight spaces and can break down low blocks. You've got a guy that can help United in transition, but more so in breaking down low blocks and more so in producing that final pass, producing service for Højlund. He's a pass-first winger, whereas Garnacho and Rashford are more carry-first winger, but he's very good at coming into the half spaces. He likes to create from wide or come into the half spaces, ping some passes around, do some quick 1-2s or do some dribbles, uses his ability on the ball to manipulate defenders to open space for himself, where he loves to just get the ball and shoot or put in across. He got 16 goal contributions and 14 starts in the Premier League last season, and while there's injury issues, He's a clinical player, and if they brought in a Zirkzee or a facilitator type centre forward like Cunha, him and Rashford on the wings would excel. Now, if Man United don't get Olise because of the amount of competition, the player that Man United would likely spoil is Doue. There's a number of Premier League clubs looking at him, and it's been confirmed he'll be available for around 30 to 30 more million pounds this summer. If they miss out on Olise, I think he will be the first choice. He predominantly plays on the left, but he can play centrally. He can play on the right, he can play as an 8, he can play as a centre forward. He's an incredibly versatile player. He's seen as a Ballon d'Or ceiling player. With 10 goal contributions to 25 starts this season at 18 years of age. He's so silky and skillful with the ball at his feet. He's so good at holding off defenders. He's completely press resistant as well. He's got that Foden kind of look thing about him where he's very, technically good on the ball. His final ball, his decision making is very good for his age. The technical ability to play that final ball in. I think he's one of those players that can go direct. He can go on the outside, he can be fast, or he can go on the inside. I think he prefers to go on the inside in those little tight half spaces. He can manipulate defenders, find space for himself to get a shoot or pass off, and he's absolutely brilliant. His vision, his execution, his ball striking. Wow. Now, for me, another player that could be the deal of the summer, but again, I don't think he wants Man United. I think he wants AC Milan because he's guaranteed game time, is Zirkzee. We're looking at Zirkzee, we're looking at Cunha, but Zirkzee is the one we're pushing for because of the fee. And United are reportedly willing to pay his £34 million release clause, and really like the idea of Zirkzee coming in, who's 22 years of age. He can play as a striker, centre forward, a second striker. He can play behind Højlund. He can play in the false 9 role. He can play as a facilitator. He's going to be someone that could be a really good option to rotate with Højlund. He's got elite link-up play and creativity skills. He can dribble. He's 6'4", but he's very athletically good. He's fast. He's got a strong frame. He can dribble. He can hold up. He's the complete all-round player that's going to help retention in the final third, but he's a very good passer to play it into your wingers. I think, Rashford and Martial had this great relationship, and the best of Rashford has been when he's played with Martial on that left-hand side 100%, and I think Zirkzee could mirror that with Olise and Rashford if brought in. Let me know your thoughts, but I do think all of our transfer targets are particularly exciting. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.